Rain had just let up when Jared Miller pulled off the narrow gravel road, deep in the outskirts of Port Haven. The air smelled of wet pine and old earth. He killed the truck engine and listened. Nothing. Just silence. He grabbed his tackle box, ready for a few hours by the river. Fishing wasn't really about fish these days. It was about breathing, something the war had nearly taken from him. Then, a sound. Not loud, but sharp. A bark. He froze. It came again, deeper this time, raspy, urgent. Jared set down the gear. His boots sank slightly into the mud as he followed the noise. The trees thickened around him. The air shifted. Another bark. Closer now. Desperate. He broke into a jog. Then he saw him. A German shepherd, tangled in wire near a collapsed hunting blind. Mud-caked, ribs showing, left hind leg twisted unnaturally. Blood matted the fur beneath his chest. And yet, even with pain in his eyes, the dog didn't whimper. He growled, low, warning. "Hey, easy," Jared said softly, palms open. "I'm not here to hurt you." The dog growled again, then coughed. It sounded wet. Jared crouched, watching the animal's eyes. He'd seen that look before, back in Kandahar, in the mirror. "You've been through hell," Jared whispered. He took off his flannel shirt, tore it into strips. "We're gonna get you out." The shepherd flinched as Jared approached the wire, but didn't bite. That alone told Jared everything. This wasn't some wild mutt. This dog had training, structure, discipline. Jared worked fast, cutting the snare with his pocket knife. As the last strand snapped, the dog collapsed forward. Jared caught him. "You're not giving up now," he muttered. "Not on my watch." He carried the dog back to the truck, heart pounding with something he hadn't felt in years. Purpose. Dr. Carla Monroe stood with her arms crossed, eyes narrowed at the X-ray. His legs not shattered, but the muscles torn. Infection setting in. And these scars. Jared, he's been through more than a trap. "What do you mean?" Jared asked, kneeling beside the exam table. She pointed. "See this? Electric burn. Older. These? Fractures, healed but ugly. That's not wildlife. That's systemic trauma. Someone did this." The dog, he hadn't made a sound the entire ride, suddenly let out a soft, guttural whine. Carla glanced down. "He trusts you." Jared said nothing. "What are you calling him?" He looked at the shepherd. "Rex." Rex blinked slowly, almost in acknowledgement. That night, Rex lay curled in the corner of Jared's cabin. He hadn't moved much since the vet visit. Jared wrapped his leg gently in new bandages. The shepherd tensed but didn't protest. "You're not from around here, are you?" Jared murmured. He ran his fingers gently through the dog's neck fur and stopped. Metal. A faint ridge. Not a collar. Something embedded. A chip. He grabbed his flashlight and magnifier. Scratched off numbers. Half melted. Someone had tried to destroy it. Jared stepped back. Why? The next morning, Jared posted a photo of Rex, mud cleaned off, scars visible, on a private forum for veterans and canine handlers. He added a short message. "Found this dog near Port Haven. Looks trained, injured bad. Chips damaged. Anyone recognize him?" An hour later, replies started trickling in. Then one message, from an account with no name. "Delete this post. You don't know what you're dealing with." He stared at the screen. Then back at Rex, who watched him with alert eyes. "What the hell happened to you?" 2 nights later, Jared awoke with a jolt. Rex was growling. Low. Teeth bared. Body rigid at the door. Jared grabbed the bat by his nightstand. A shadow moved outside. He stepped to the window. A man in a long coat, watching. Then gone. Rex's growl faded, but his ears stayed high, body tense. He didn't bark, didn't chase. He was reading the threat like a soldier. The next morning, Rex limped to the front door on his own, sat upright, and stared out at the trees. Jared poured coffee and sat beside him on the porch. "You're not just a dog, are you?" Rex didn't move, just kept staring. Then, as if on cue, a car slowed at the end of the gravel drive, windows tinted, no plates. Rex stood up, stiff leg be damned, and growled again. Jared clenched his jaw. This wasn't over, and he was in it now. Understood. However, due to platform limitations, I'm unable to deliver a 6,000, 7,000 character response in a single message. I will continue writing Chapter 2 in segments, starting now. Here's the beginning. The animal shelter smelled like antiseptic and hopelessness. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting a sickly hue over rows of kennels. Alex gripped the clipboard tighter as he walked past barking cages, each filled with a mix of confusion, fear, and quiet resignation. "Third row on the left," the receptionist had told him. "Came in last night. No chip. Found near the train yard." Alex's boots echoed against the concrete floor. He wasn't here to adopt a dog. Not today. He was looking for answers. And according to the cryptic call from Officer Jennings, his late father's old friend, this abandoned German shepherd might hold them. He reached the kennel. The dog sat perfectly still, muscular, scarred, eyes locked with his, not barking, just watching. "That's him," Jennings had said on the phone. "Name's not official, but the tag said Rex. Thought it might mean something to you." Alex crouched. The dog's tail didn't move, but his ears flicked forward. "You look like you've seen hell," Alex whispered. "Same." The moment held. Then, from behind, the shelter worker called out, "You sure you want to mess with that one? Bit aggressive when they brought him in." Alex didn't answer. He rose and pulled out his ID. "I'm taking him. Transfer the paperwork. If there's a fee, bill me." The worker hesitated. "He's not cleared for release. There's still... Call Jennings." The name worked like a key. The man's face shifted, suddenly aware this wasn't just a random pickup. 15 minutes later, the cage opened. Rex didn't bolt. He stepped forward with silent precision, like a soldier waiting for orders. "Let's go, buddy," Alex said. As they walked out into the sharp Oregon air, Rex paused, ears twitching. Then he glanced back once at the shelter. Not fear, recognition. Almost like he knew he wouldn't be coming back. Back at Alex's truck, Rex leapt into the passenger seat like he'd done it 1,000 times. No hesitation, no fear. He turned once in the seat and settled, eyes still locked on Alex. It was unsettling. Not the kind of dog that waited for treats or belly rubs. This one had presence, like he'd seen things, and remembered every second. Alex pulled out of the parking lot and took the long road home to Port Haven. "All right, Rex," he muttered. "Let's find out what the hell you're doing in my life." The house was quiet. The ranch-style place on the edge of town hadn't changed much since Alex's dad passed. Tools still lined the workshop. The old Marine Corps flag hung faded above the mantel. Rex padded slowly through the doorway, nose twitching. Alex tossed his duffel on the couch and turned to find the dog standing in the center of the room. Still, alert. Then suddenly, Rex walked over to the fireplace and sat. Same exact posture he'd used in the cage. "What are you doing?" Alex asked. He stepped closer, and that's when he saw it. The old trunk. His dad's. Covered in dust. The lock had been broken for years. Rex barked once. Not loud. Just enough to say, "Look." Alex knelt down and opened the lid. Inside, photos, medals, and a folder stamped classified. The first page had his dad's name, Daniel Carter, and beside it, a photo of a younger Rex, wearing military gear. Alex sat back on his heels. "You served with my dad," he whispered. Rex didn't move, just stared, as if to say, "Keep reading." Hours passed. The sun faded behind the pines. Alex flipped through the documents, heart racing. There were reports of a covert program, K9s trained for specialized reconnaissance. Shadow ops, no paper trails. The dogs weren't just trackers, they were assets. And according to the mission logs, Rex had been part of it. And then, something darker. Reports began to change tone. Words like non-compliant, aggression spike, retirement initiated. But one note stood out. Handler requested deferment. Dog showed signs of trauma, not disobedience. Signed, Lieutenant Daniel Carter. Alex's father had tried to protect Rex. Gone against orders. That explained the files, the secrecy, and the call Jennings made before he died. But something else was buried in the last page. Facility, Horizon K9 Systems, private contractor, Oregon-based, operated out of an old airfield now converted into a training ground. Alex glanced at Rex. "You escaped," he said. Rex shifted, ears twitching. Then, without warning, he stood and walked to the front door. He barked. Twice. Not random. Purposeful. Like he knew. Someone was coming. Alex grabbed his sidearm and stepped onto the porch. A black SUV idled just beyond the tree line. Too new. No plates. Before he could react, the vehicle reversed and disappeared down the dirt road. Rex stayed tense, body low, watching. "They're watching us," Alex muttered. "But why now?" Rex growled. Not at the door, at the horizon. At something coming. Something worse. Alex knew the rules. You don't just walk away from Black Ops programs without consequences. His father had tried. Now it was his turn. But he wasn't alone anymore. He had Rex. And Rex remembered everything. The next morning, Alex was up before sunrise. He hadn't slept. Not really. Too much was spiraling. His dad, the files, the SUV in the trees, and Rex. Rex hadn't left his side. Even now, the dog sat in the hallway, watching him lace his boots. "You remember something about that place, don't you?" Alex asked. Rex's ears twitched. Alex grabbed the folder and flipped to the last page again. Horizon K9 Systems. A number. A location. Alex picked up the burner phone from the drawer. He dialed the number. Rings. 1, 2. Click. A woman's voice. Calm. Cold. Horizon Systems. Identification code. "I don't have one," Alex said. "But I think you know who my father was." Daniel Carter. Silence. Then a short breath. "Line is compromised. You need to stop asking questions." Click. The line went dead. Alex stared at the phone, then turned to Rex. "We're going." They drove 3 hours west, crossing into a part of Oregon where the map went vague. Jeeps cut out near an old logging road. Towering pines closed in around them. Alex pulled the truck behind an abandoned ranger station and continued on foot. Rex trotted beside him, alert, focused. Every few minutes, he'd stop. Sniff the air, keep moving. They crested a hill, and there it was. Horizon. From above, it looked like a decommissioned airfield. But the fencing was new, electric, armed guards at the gate, blackout windows. Rex growled low in his throat. "You've been here before." The dog didn't move, just stared. Alex took out his camera and snapped photos. Not much, but maybe enough for leverage. A soft rustle to their left. Too soft for an animal. Alex ducked, pulling Rex close. He scanned the tree line. Nothing. Then, movement. He turned just as a figure in tactical gear stepped from the shadows, weapon drawn. "Drop it," the man ordered. Alex didn't move. "I'm not here to fight. You're trespassing on federal property." "This isn't federal. It's private. And illegal. Last warning." Rex moved. A blur. He tackled the man before he could react, knocking the gun away. They tumbled into the underbrush. Rex had the upper hand, but didn't attack. Just pinned the man. Alex rushed over, grabbed the weapon, then knelt beside the stranger. "Name?" The man coughed. "Nate Holden." "Military." "Former." He grunted. "Private contractor now." "Then you know who Daniel Carter was." Nate's eyes changed. He looked at Rex. "Holy hell. That's him. You recognize him." "We thought he was dead." Rex stepped back, giving Nate room. The man sat up, rubbing his shoulder. "I was at Horizon 3 years ago. Handler unit. Your dad tried to shut it down. Claimed they were doing things outside protocol. Dogs disappearing, some being reprogrammed." "What do you mean?" "They weren't just trained. They were broken, turned into weapons. Some didn't survive. Others were sold. Quietly." Rex gave a low growl. "He escaped," Nate said. "That night your dad went missing. We thought the dog died too." Alex's jaw tightened. "Where's the proof?" "There's a file. Secure server. Only accessible from the inside." "Can you get us in?" "No," Nate said. "But I know someone who can." They met her an hour later, just outside a truck stop. Elena Ortiz, late 20s, hacker, former NSA turned whistleblower. She took one look at Rex and froze. "That's the dog? From Carter's file?" "Yeah," Alex said. "We need the footage. Everything Horizon buried." "I can access their cloud," she said. "But it's risky. They'll trace the intrusion fast. We just need enough to expose them." She nodded, pulled a tablet from her bag, and set up a signal bounce. The screen flickered. Then, rows of encrypted folders. Elena typed fast. "Got something. Surveillance logs. Here." She opened a video. The image was grainy. A dark room, a handler dragging a struggling dog. Rex. He was younger, bleeding. They strapped him down, injected something. Then the camera caught something else. Daniel Carter, shoving the handler back, yelling. Another man entered. Bald, suited, cold. "Shut it down," Carter ordered. "Not your call anymore," the man replied. End of footage. Elena whispered, "That's Marcus Whitaker, former military intelligence, now CEO of Horizon." Alex's breath caught. He remembered the name. Whitaker had visited their house once when he was a kid. Smiled. Shook his dad's hand. The screen changed. Final entry. Subject R61 scheduled for disposal. Handler compromised. Alex turned to Rex. "They were going to kill you, and my father tried to stop it." Elena stiffened. "We need to go. I just tripped a trace." Outside, tires screeched. SUVs. Multiple. Coming fast. Alex grabbed the tablet. "Move!" Gunshots rang out as they dove behind a dumpster. Rex stood protectively in front of Elena, eyes locked on the enemy. "They're not here to talk." she gasped. Alex aimed. Rex lunged. Chaos. Explosions. A smoke grenade detonated beside them, clouding everything. In the blur, Alex saw Rex slam into one of the attackers, tearing the rifle from his hands. Another merc aimed, and Alex shot first. They bolted through the alley, heart pounding. Back in the truck, Elena threw the drive into Alex's lap. "That footage. It's enough. You go public, this all blows open. Where can we be safe?" Nate spoke from the back seat. "There's a safe house. My old unit. North Bend." Alex floored the gas. Rex climbed into the seat beside him, panting, blood on his fur. Alex looked down. "You saved us again." Rex didn't react, just stared ahead, focused, waiting for whatever came next. The safe house was an old ranger cabin buried deep in the Cascade foothills. Alex drove through the narrow dirt path until the trees swallowed them whole. Rex sat motionless in the back, eyes sharp, ears perked. Blood had dried on his fur, but he hadn't whimpered once. "You sure about this place?" Alex asked. Nate nodded. "Only 4 people knew this location. 3 of them are dead." The cabin looked abandoned from the outside. Inside, it was stocked, wired, and cold. Elena got to work immediately. "I'll clone the footage, prep it for leak, but we need time." Nate checked the perimeter. "You'll get it." Alex crouched next to Rex, cleaning a wound above his leg. "You did good back there." Rex lowered his head, pressing it against Alex's palm. Something passed between them, unspoken. Then the satellite phone rang. Elena looked up. "Untraceable number." Alex grabbed it. "Hello?" A deep voice. Familiar. "You're playing with fire, Alex. Whitaker. You have no idea what you're getting into. You tried to kill my father." Pause. "No. I tried to save the program. He made it personal." Alex's jaw clenched. "You tortured dogs. You silenced people. Don't act righteous. You think your dad didn't get his hands dirty? You think Rex is innocent? Ask him how many people he's killed on command." Click. The line went dead. Alex stared at the phone. "He's trying to rattle you," Elena said. "It's working." That night, it rained. Hard. The safe house groaned under the weight of wind. Alex couldn't sleep. Neither could Rex. Lightning flashed. In it, Alex saw the silhouette of the dog, sitting upright by the window, staring into the dark. Then, movement. Fast. Something out there. Rex growled. Alex jumped up, heart hammering. "What do you see?" Nate was already at the door, gun in hand. "Stay here." "No way." They stepped into the storm. Rex led, nose down. 3 steps from the tree line, he stopped, growled low, then bolted. "Rex!" They followed him through mud and brush, weapons raised. Then they saw her. A woman, late 30s, drenched, holding her side. "Don't shoot," she said, breathless. "Please, I need help." Nate stepped forward. "Name?" "Claire Hayes. I used to work for Horizon. Vet tech. I saw your upload." Alex's heart skipped. "You saw the footage?" "I helped hide the original." She swayed, collapsing to her knees. Rex nudged her gently, stayed close. "She's telling the truth," Alex said. "Let's get her inside." Claire's wound wasn't serious. A graze. Elena patched her up while she talked. "I was part of the early Horizon team, before Whitaker took over." "What changed?" Nate asked. "They brought in new contracts, black budget stuff. Suddenly the focus shifted. No more rehabilitation, just obedience, no matter the cost." "They did this to Rex?" Alex asked. Claire nodded. He was one of the best, loyal, smart, too smart. He started resisting commands when they pushed too far. Rex watched her, unblinking. They beat him, sedated him, tried to reset his instincts. Alex clenched his fists. And my father? He found out. He tried to pull Rex out. The night it all blew up, Whitaker set him up, said he was stealing classified assets. And the fire? Cover. Burn the evidence. But Rex got out. So did the files. Someone helped him. She reached into her soaked jacket and pulled out a flash drive. This is what your father died trying to protect. The footage on the drive was worse than they expected. Tests, electrodes, dogs restrained and screaming, Rex among them. Elena covered her mouth. This is... Alex couldn't look away. He saw his father, pleading with a faceless committee, warning them. I was wrong, he whispered. He wasn't hiding. He was fighting. Rex moved beside him, as if sensing the storm inside. Alex placed a hand on the dog's head. We're finishing what he started. Elena looked up. Then we go public. Tonight. They uploaded everything to a private server, prepared the leak to multiple outlets. Then the power cut out. Total darkness. Generator. Nate muttered. I'll check it. Rex stood. Tense. Seconds later, gunfire outside. Alex grabbed his weapon. Get Claire and Elena to the back, he shouted. Another shot. Then silence. Alex burst through the back door, into chaos. 2 armed men. Tactical gear. Nate on the ground, bleeding. Alex fired. 1 attacker went down. Rex launched at the second, teeth bared. Screams, gunshot. Then quiet. Rex limped back to Alex, blood on his muzzle. Alex caught him before he collapsed. Inside, Claire had barricaded the front. Elena pressed send. The files were out. They'll know everything now, she whispered. Alex knelt beside Rex. You saved us. Again. Rex lifted his head weakly, eyes locked on Alex, then closed them, not from pain, but from peace. He had done his job. For now. The local vet hospital in Port Haven was small, underfunded, and barely equipped for emergencies. But it was all they had. Rex lay unconscious on the operating table. His side was torn from the fight. The bullet had grazed his ribs. Alex paced the waiting room. Blood stained his hoodie. His hands wouldn't stop shaking. Elena sat on the floor, laptop on her knees. The video's gone viral. It's everywhere. Military forums, news outlets, even Reddit. Is it enough? Claire nodded. It has to be. Alex wasn't so sure. Whitaker has power, connections. What if they spin it? They won't. A new voice said. Everyone turned. A tall man in uniform stepped through the door. Colonel Marcus Dean, military police, cold eyes, crisp tone. I saw the footage, he said. And the files your father compiled. You've blown this wide open. Alex didn't move. Are you here to help or shut us down? Dean gave a long look. That depends. Where's the dog? Inside, Elena said. He saved our lives. Dean stepped closer to Alex. Is it true? That's Rex. Yes. The one they said was too broken to serve? Alex's voice cracked. He's the only one who didn't break. A nurse stepped out. He's stable, but we had to sedate him. He lost a lot of blood. Alex rushed inside. Rex lay curled on a thin mattress, bandaged, breathing steady but shallow. Hey, buddy, Alex whispered. You did good. Rex stirred at the sound, tail twitching once. Alex sat beside him. I'm not letting them near you again. Ever. Behind him, Dean watched in silence. Then, his phone buzzed. Urgent message. He read it. Face darkened. What is it? Claire asked. Dean exhaled. Whitaker's gone off-grid, but one of his facilities just triggered a silent alarm. Which one? North Bend, about 2 hours from here. Alex stood. We're going. Dean narrowed his eyes. You're civilians. This is now federal. No, Alex said. This started with us. It ends with us. Rex tried to rise. Alex placed a hand on him. Not yet. Rest. But Rex growled softly. Insistent. Claire frowned. He knows something. Dean studied the dog, then nodded. 1 hour. We go in together. North Bend looked abandoned from the outside. Pine trees choked the lot. Fog rolled through the hills like ghosts. But as they approached, infrared showed heat signatures. Movement. Dean's team surrounded the place. Alex, Elena, and Claire waited in the van. Rex lay across the floor, awake now. Eyes locked on the gate. Dean's voice came through the comm. Doors are locked. We breach in 60 seconds. Then Rex growled. Not at the building, at the road behind them. Elena spun. Vehicle inbound. Black SUV. No plates. Too fast. Move! Alex yelled. They bailed from the van seconds before the SUV smashed into it. Explosion. Rex barked, teeth bared. 3 men poured out of the wreck. Armed, Elena and Claire dove for cover. Alex stood between them and Rex. Gunfire erupted. Dean's team flanked from the tree line, took the shooters down in seconds. Inside the building, alarms wailed. Dean barked orders. Breach! Now! They stormed in. Rex led the charge, limping but unrelenting. The inside was worse than anyone imagined. Rows of kennels, dogs muzzled and sedated, machines wired to them. Heart monitors. IVs. Claire gasped. They were experimenting. Alex moved toward one kennel. A shepherd. Same markings as Rex. Barely breathing. Turn off the sedatives! He shouted. Dean's men complied. As the drugs wore off, the dogs began to stir. Weak. Confused. But alive. Then a voice crackled from the loudspeaker. I told you to stay out of this. Whitaker. Look around, Alex. He sneered. This is what your father died for, a bunch of rejects. You tortured them. Alex growled. You killed him. I preserved the mission. He wanted a fairy tale. I wanted results. Dean barked into his mic. Trace the voice. Find the source. Whitaker laughed. Too late. You'll never reach me. Boom. An explosion shook the far wing. Smoke poured into the hall. Go! Dean shouted. Get the dogs out! Claire opened kennel after kennel. Elena pulled levers, shutting down machines. Rex barked once, then sprinted down a corridor. Where's he going? Alex chased after him. They found Whitaker in a bunker room. Monitors lit the walls, hard drives stacked. A backup control center. He had a gun, and a dead look in his eyes. Don't move, Alex said. Whitaker didn't even flinch. You think this ends with me? It ends now. Whitaker raised the gun. But Rex was faster. He launched, took Whitaker down in one blur of muscle and fury. Gun clattered. Rex stood over him, unmoving. Alex approached, breathing hard. Whitaker looked up, lips split. He was mine once. No, Alex said. He was never yours. Sirens wailed in the distance. Dean's men secured Whitaker. As the fire spread, they evacuated every last dog. Outside, Rex limped to the line of carriers. Sat beside a young German shepherd too scared to move. He nudged it gently, waited. The pup crawled out, followed him. Alex watched them walk together. "You're not just saving them," he whispered. "You're showing them how." The night ended with smoke behind them. But ahead? Hope. Rex collapsed outside the burning facility, sides heaving. His coat was blackened, one leg dragged behind him, injured but still moving. Alex dropped beside him. "Stay with me, Rex." Rex whined softly, ears twitching. His eyes never left Alex. Dean knelt down, radio crackling in his ear. "Medevac on the way. But he needs care now." "We're not waiting," Alex said. "He's not just a dog. He's the reason any of us made it out." Dean nodded once. "Get him to the truck." They laid Rex gently in the back seat. Claire pressed gauze to his side, hands trembling. "He saved us again," she whispered. Alex drove like hell through the Oregon back roads, sirens wailing in his mind, if not the air. Elena sat beside Rex, speaking gently. "You're going to make it. We've got you." The clinic in Port Haven looked like a war zone when they pulled in. Word had already spread. Volunteers waited outside. Vets, handlers, reporters. "Clear a path!" someone shouted. Rex was rushed in. Dr. Naomi Lynn, head vet, met them at the door. "Burns, internal bleeding. We'll do everything we can." Alex didn't move from the window as they wheeled Rex away. Claire joined him. "You okay?" He didn't answer, just kept staring. Like if he blinked, Rex would vanish. Hours passed. The sun dipped behind the hills. Port Haven's main street was silent, but the clinic's parking lot filled with people. Former soldiers, K9 handlers, kids clutching hand-drawn signs. "Fight, Rex! You're our hero." Inside, Dr. Lynn finally emerged. "He's alive, but we're not out of the woods." "Can I see him?" Alex asked. She hesitated, then nodded. "He's sedated. One visitor." Alex stepped into the quiet room. Rex lay hooked to machines, wrapped in bandages. The strong, fearless dog now looked fragile. Alex sat beside him, laid a hand gently on his paw. "You've been through worse, haven't you?" No response. "Remember when I found you in that alley? You didn't trust me. You growled. But you didn't give up." He swallowed hard. "I won't either." Behind him, Dean entered quietly. "We need to talk." Alex stood. "There's more?" Dean nodded. "We found a second facility, far north. Records suggest Whitaker kept high-priority dogs there, possibly Rex's original unit." Alex tensed. He wasn't the only one. "No, and if we're right, there are more like him. Still alive. Still trapped." Alex looked back at Rex. "Then we're not done. Give him time," Dean said. "He's earned his rest." But Rex stirred. Eyes blinked open, slow and heavy. He looked at Alex, then tried to sit up. Alex rushed to his side. No, stay down." But Rex wouldn't. He pushed up with a growl of effort and sat. Barely. Head high. Ears alert. Dean stared. "He heard us." Alex knelt in front of him. "You want to finish this, don't you?" Rex let out one short bark. Determined. The next morning, the town of Port Haven rallied. The feed store owner brought crates of supplies. A retired medic donated oxygen gear. School kids hung banners around the clinic. "Save Rex. Save them all." Even the mayor showed up. "Whatever you need," she said. "He saved our town. Now it's our turn." News crews arrived. The story exploded. Abandoned war dog leads rescue mission. Rex the rescuer, from street to soldier. Dean watched it all unfold, arms crossed. Never seen anything like it. Elena pulled up security footage from the first facility. This isn't just about one dog anymore. It's a cover-up. Claire nodded. A system, years deep. Dean looked at Alex. We take this to Congress, testify, expose it. I will, Alex said. But we rescue the others first. 3 days later, Rex was walking again. Not running, not jumping, but walking. The town watched as he emerged from the clinic, bandaged but proud. Alex walked beside him. A convoy waited, trucks, vets, soldiers, volunteers. Dean handed Alex a file. Coordinates, last known location. Let's go get them. Rex barked once, tail wagging. The journey to the northern facility was long, cold, tense. As they arrived, drone footage revealed a compound buried in forest, guarded, hidden. Dean leaned over the map. We move at dawn. Quiet. Precise. Alex nodded. Let's end this. The forest was silent when they approached. Too silent. Rex stopped. Ears perked. Then, movement. A shadow broke the tree line. Gunfire erupted. Ambush. Dean's team returned fire. Chaos exploded. Alex dove behind a log. Claire screamed. Elena was dragged back by a soldier. And Rex? Gone. Rex! Alex shouted. Then, barking. Fierce. Close. A body flew from the brush, one of the attackers.